You know, there are kids in our country that are sleeping under aluminum foil. And they've been doing that for years, and they eat slop, and lights are just left on over top of their heads so that they will be traumatized by that. And there are an entire group of people whose people have been, and children under rocks who have passed or at best are now like disabled. And like I and a bunch of people in my country are so afraid to like say things about these people in this prison without due process that were taken somewhere where they might die. And we don't know if they're going to be okay. And we don't know if they're going to get out. And I've only been making content for like a few weeks, and I'm making like astrology content, and I love that, and I'm telling stories because I'm an artist, and like I love that. But really, so many things are happening, and we're all just like pretending like it's not, you know? And that's crazy. That's crazy. Do you want to know what a Scorpio full moon is? What Scorpio energy is? Like, this is it. Like Uranus and Taurus, this is it, okay? You know, empire has caused so much harm in all of these lifetimes, many lifetimes before us and now and after. And the feminine has been so egregiously harmed by the masculine for so long, right? It's not this new crisis, like femicide is as old as time. And the creation of new technologies by men that do an impression of what wombs that are sacred, regardless of who they belong to, can do. And the notion that, like, in a time where humanity is attempting to be replaced for the worst purposes, right? And our sacred art and findings and research are being yanked from the internet and put in this vehicle of like ChatGPT that could be used for such profound, liberating purposes of uncovering research and exposing it that could benefit us, or being objective with us, when instead it's built to be so validating and affirming that it is creating further echo chambers. And literacy is crumbling around us for the benefit of the extremely powerful and the excessively wealthy. And like, kids can't even pay attention for extended periods of time. And some adults can't either. Like, our brains, you know, what is happening to us, right? But Scorpio is ruled by Mars, and Mars asks us to be courageous. And Mars is a malefic, and the ancient root is male, and it's bad, and it's hard to be courageous, especially like in the face of like speaking up about these things. You're like, will I ever be able to fly to another country again? Like, will I be able to get another job? Will I be okay? And it's like, you don't know. And a lot of people don't know. And then you have people on this app and the internet criticizing people with the courage to speak up and out about some of this stuff that have been doing it for years. Like this political organizing, like this passionate work for years. And there are people, 20-somethings criticizing them and the way that they're doing it. Or why we're in the political situation that we're currently in, which is just a perpetuation of empire and the inevitable end of where late-stage capitalism was always built to take us. No regulations on food, on air, on, schools, or what can be taught or what can be withheld. I don't know, but I know that Uranus and this full moon, isn't asking me to go into hiding about it. And I'm tired of being scared, and I'm tired of not saying anything. I mean, I made it a few weeks. Good for me. I'm tired of being scared that this account will be taken down, or reported, or moving through the world, and not knowing. If you're going to be put on a list or something, but I think this is the time. I know this is the time to say whatever. If I'm put on a list, whatever. This is what we're called to do right now. For those of us who are literate, who can contextually understand the historical implications and patterns of what is happening, for those of us who are women, who are empathetic or spiritual, who care, for those of us that understand the astrology of this moment, or for those of us that are just human beings that are proud to say it, that want to keep being human beings, that want to keep seeing a human world. All of this is wrong. It's all really wrong. This is not the way we're built to be or relate to each other or connect. They're privatized prisons for profit where people's bodies just being there make money. So it's people being sent there without due process, and people not knowing their rights, and illegal people that pay taxes being oppressed, and there are people in this country that don't know that they pay taxes. There's just so much that people don't know that is so devastating. And I know we will be okay, and there is change around the corner. But I also know that not speaking up is not what this moment historically, politically, from a humanistic lens, or under this full moon is asking of us. So I hope we can choose differently, even if it's really scared and we think the cost might be high and we don't know what the cost is. Because sometimes Scorpio and Mars tells us we have to be brave. And I hope you can be brave. Because, I'm scared too. And I'm a blonde white woman, so wow.